Welcome in to the start of Season 4 of the Stanford Cardinal Dynasty, where the Cardinal are just coming off their best season. Finished ranked at 14, we start this year ranked at 15, as we're in Palo Alto, welcoming in Army. Now, things are a little bit different this year. We do not open up our season down in Hawaii, instead again at home versus Army. We then go on the road to Texas, come back home to host Texas, and then we get into divisional play. Well, for Coach Barrington, his goal this year is to have yet again another good year, just as last year, make it to a bowl game, but we would like that to be playoffs, as we were shorted out of not only a playoff appearance, but also a decent bowl game, going to New Orleans Bowl against Akron last season. And it was the high-flying defense from last year that got the Cardinal to that position to make it into the postseason play. However, some new faces are going to be out there this year, especially highlighting the Heisman edge rusher in Tafiti, who moved on. He graduated. Taking his place will be Joe Nelson. He saw some starting time last year. He didn't perform all too well. He was replaced by none other than Soni Fotu. But with a lot of progress in the offseason, Nelson is coming in with 91 power moves and should be primed for a breakout season. Starting at left outside linebacker, you have Kiki Hairulahu. Finally, did look that name up, though we will see a steady backup of Tyrone Roseboom across the entirety of this defensive midfield. At corner, Antonio Asher back to being corner one. He had a better second half of the year last year. He's now joined by Jermaine Hennessy. In the slot, we're going to start with Brandon Nicholson. We might see Scott, and we might see Camp play there as well. Where this team needs to see a big step forward is on the offensive side. Elijah Brown didn't do much to develop in the offseason, and he's going to have a new trio of receivers to look at. And the first being a redshirt freshman in Deshaun Blouse. That is what we're going with. I think I called him Blousey last year. We're going to go with Blouse. We're going to add a little bit of some finesse on the end of that name. Ed Keenan did see some playing time his freshman year. He's going to be playing slot. And we kept one true freshman non-redshirted in Morgan Harvin. He's a big body guy, 6'4", 212. We'll see him play across the line. And then David Lecouture will finish out that group. And if we do need an emergency receiver, well, we have some quarterbacks that might shift over. As for the offensive line, only one new starter in the transfer, Omoti Nugbun, which is again what I Google searched. That is what we're going with. If it's wrong, do correct me down below. As for Army, their roster is actually not looking all too bad. Their star, though, is on defense in Joseph Benson, the senior linebacker. They do have a pretty strong offensive line and overall just linebacker group. That's going to be the two areas for us to look out for. At quarterback, they'll be starting junior Jacoby Davis. He has a lot of speed, so we got to make sure Contain is ready. But what we shouldn't be all too worried about is this receiving core. They only have 4 active receivers, an 81 overall senior, a 73 overall senior, and then 2 freshmen in the low, kind of even dipping into the upper 50s. On the defensive line, though, they have a former Stanford Cardinal, a guy that we had to let go of in the offseason to meet roster limits. Braden Marceau Oleinka joins the Army Knights. So he's looking for a little bit of some revenge. So as we welcome Cardinal new and old, we are ready to get this thing going. Under the lights, CTN boots us off. Army set back to return. They got some space down the middle, carrying the ball up to the 22, goes 27. And the offense, following Jacoby Davis, heads on out. He is a true dual threat here for Army, and for the Cardinal defense, this is the first time under Coach Barrington that they'll be going up against the option offense. First down goes pretty well. Gain of nothing as they get right back to it. Sticking with that spread, only the fullback behind the quarterback. And getting some motion, they go back to the fullback, finding a small lane, he picks up 5. That is Frederick Pippin rocking that 48. They go to him on the third straight play. Richardson comes in and the Cardinal defense will get off the field. We now welcome the Cardinal offense onto said field, starting back at the 25. A new OC taking over this year. We'll see how much the offense, if at all, changes. Parrish, he breaks off a big run. Play one, gain of 26. He's taken over lead running back role here, taking over both his own spot last year as well as Cedric Irvin's. They go right back to him, 2 plays, and he picks up about 9.5. We'll see a little bit of Montreal dog mixed in, but on 2nd and inches, a spread look. 2 go to the right-hand side, 1 to the left. Elijah Brown dropping back to throw, dumps this one off, and it goes right back to Parrish. Well, just as Army started handing the ball off to the same guy every play, we've gone to the same guy. Not going to happen here as Dog checks in the single back set. Down the middle, he rumbles forward, picking up another first down, getting to the 21. Well, he is listed as a power back. Dude still has a good amount of speed. See how much they utilize him here this year. Waiting for the late dump off. It's McCoy across the middle. Picks up a gain of 6. The Cardinal offense is rolling here on the Black Knights inside the red zone. As they go back to Parrish down the middle, he gets slowed down by that main guy here of Army. And he keeps it to a 3rd and 2 with a tight shotgun look. Brown takes the snap. He's got Haddad, but greatly overthrows him, a little bit slow off the line. I'm trying to make a strong first impression. The OC keeps the offense out there. Montreal dog is denied. Army stands inside their own red zone and forces the turnover on downs. A really good drive for the Cardinal offense fizzles. Black Knights take over at the 13 as they go right back to Pippin. No gain. We might see a lot from Ume and Howerton in this one. Pinching down the line. They go right back to him. It's Soni Fotu. Of course, we saw the lack of receiving talent here at Army. They're going to be forced to run the ball. Just will they run it to anyone but Pippin? Looking to pass the ball here. Actually, their quarterback scrambles. He finds the edge. Hennessy forces the slide. It is a first down for the Black Knights as they carry the ball up to about the 30-yard line. Changing up their look here, they go shotgun to spread either side. Will looking to pass the ball again, though dropped. Seems like even their running backs struggle with playing some receiver. 2nd and 10. Following the incomplete pass, they go back to Pippin. A slit from Richardson and a little bit of some room to move. Once again, Army faced with a 3rd down. They change up their look here. They send the strong side to the right-hand side. That fullback in the backfield motioning over and faking it to him, flipping it out, all over it, plus a flag down. Kiki involved in the tackle. This will be a holding. Will decline. Get that ball back for the offense. And I'm sure this group eager to find a touchdown. Again, following it was a good drive, fizzled out in the red zone. They then have the turnover on downs. Another late release. It finds McCoy, and he's looking to outrun, but will get tracked down by that star linebacker. He's already making it quite clear he is the best player on the field for Army. 1st and 10, going to Parrish. Looks for that slip back lane, and I'm pretty sure that's the former teammate with the tackle. But a holding is going to back this one up. That penalty coming in on center, Dean Roth. 1st and 19. They go Buck. He gets the catch, and he's going to pick up a decent chunk. Coach Barrington talked a lot in the offseason about how he needs his tight end one to step up this year. Struggled with drops last year. 2nd and 12, they go to McCoy, and he shows strong hands. Well, half the distance needed on 3rd. Needing 6. Hard count. Do get someone to jump, though. Flag's not down. McCoy left uncovered. He's going to turn up down the sideline out at about the 32. Cardinal go heavy on the passing the last few plays. 1st and 10 at the 31. They'll hand this one off. Parrish, he looks to bounce it. Good block on the outside, Haddad. And he will curve out of bounds at the 16. Inside the red zone yet again are the Cardinal. They go back to Parrish. Good block there from Buck. Parrish not going to get to the outside. Looked like he was running out of steam. So we'll bring in Dog then. 2nd and 1. Go the stretch his way. He finds a cutback lane into the end zone. But there's some more laundry in the backfield, holding. And that's the 2nd time on this drive Dean Roth has been called for it. We end the first quarter there. Cardinal have been the far better team, but the score is level here, 0-0. Does give both teams time to catch their breath and takes a touchdown off the board. 2nd and 7 back at the 13. Split backfield. They go Montreal Dog, and he rumbles down the middle for 4. But sitting in a similar spot to where they were on the previous drive, 3rd and 3. Looking to convert this time. They go 2 to the right, 1 to the left. Sticking with that split backfield, and Haddad drops it. It's now 4th and 3. And this time they do trot out the field goal unit. ETN with a chip shot. He's the first to score here, season 4 of the Stanford Cardinal Dynasty. Well, it hasn't exactly been the start offensively that we were looking for. Defense has been very good. Only 1 first down to this point, and that was on a QB scramble. Kiki gets out there and he gets the stop. A lot of upside for Hairulahu, who was a 5-star coming out of Hawaii. 2nd and 13. They go back to Pippen, and he's pinballed around for maybe a gain of 1. The Cardinal front 4 have not been all too kind to him so far. 3rd and 12. Looking to pass the ball under more pressure from his own team. They do find the screen for a minimal gain. We'll punt the ball right back. Or at least they would try to. An awful punt would barely go downfield, and it bounces off a Cardinal player and into the hands of Army. They get their biggest gain via a punt. 1st and 10 at midfield. Motion, looking for a speed option that they will get out. However, a flag is down. Was a decent gain, but this one will come on back, setting them back at the 40 for 1st and 20. As we tighten up that front group, they go to Pippen, and he's being tackled before the ball is even handed off. Howerton easily racking up TFLs to start his season. It's a loss of 1. As they get motion here, 2 guys moved before the snap, and fumble scooped up by Army, and we part the Red Sea for him to find a few more yards. Not sure what the defense was doing there, but they definitely gave him more yards than he should have had. 3rd and 20, going back to the screen, and quickly getting the tackle is Coach and Fotu. Now, the good news is we don't muff the punt. 1st and 10. Offense does head on out here. Delayed handoff, Parrish. He's trying to get to the outside. Good tracking speed from 0. You could say he really zeroed in on our running back there. 2nd and 6. Rolling to the right-hand side. They have the receiver coming open and finding Haddad. He slips one but couldn't stay in bounds. Down at the 26. And with that pass totaling 94 on the day, that puts him over 3,000 career passing yards. Elijah Brown is hoping for a breakout, and I'm sure Coach Barrington and the new OC wouldn't mind a little bit more of a lethal passing game. 1st and 10, using some play action, under pressure, and finding Buck and holding on to it in tight coverage. That was his problem last year. Now, goal to go at the 7. They go with the counter, and Parrish, but maybe a gain of 1 or 2, but there's another flag down on the field. Cardinal just keep shooting themselves in their own feet. Well, this time it is not Dean Roth, it is McCoy, tight end 2. They get 1st and goal at the 17-yard line. As they go with a dump off, nearly picked. That pass came out well late. Cardinal got to feel a little bit lucky there that they didn't turn it over. 2nd and goal, still 17 yards away from that goal line. Parrish, he's got a line, trying to use that speed, but he just cannot outrun this Army defense. So with now a 3rd and goal, 3rd time trying to find a touchdown. Early movement, we do get the DT to jump. We'll move half the distance. Bringing up a 3rd and goal, 4 yards away, bunch to the left-hand side, Blosay to the right. As he snaps the ball, everyone covered up pretty well. Trying to scramble back to the right-hand side and couldn't find Parrish. The offense has struggled to finish these drives, and Coach is giving him another opportunity. A 2nd, 4th down inside the red zone, and again, half this distance, we get a lineman to jump. But Coach Barrington actually decides to let a delay a game happen here, backing up his team to give him a little bit more room. As they look to set up the halfback screen, they do get it to Parrish, and he hurdles, ball pops out, and it's recovered by Army. He went for the touchdown, he nearly had it, and it's the turnover acts here for the Black Knights. And when they say football is a game of inches, it truly is. Parrish goes up. He just had to break the goal line with possession, but you could tell ball is already loose, about a half-inch shy of the goal line. That's now 4 touchdowns missed by this Cardinal offense, keeping this a 3-0 game. They could have just went with a field goal each time, and they would have been up 2 scores. Tyrone Roseboom gets the quick stop on the outside. And that'll send us inside the 2-minute warning. Of course, Roseboom seeing a little bit more playing time as a defense running a lot of 4-4 to match this squeezed look. But finding a nice pass to one of their tight ends and picking up what might be only their 3rd first down of the game. The Knights will go hurry up off of it, getting back up to the 33 as they'll continue looking to pass the ball. Running to the outside and then eventually running, he scrambles out of bounds. Richardson with a more aggressive escort, getting him out of bounds. It's 2nd and 3. With a wing to the left-hand side, fullback in the backfield, taking their time pre-snap. Eventually deciding to throw and open on the outside and a diving miss. Rico Cote launched himself off target. That probably saves a penalty from occurring. And throwing into a nice little gap. We talked about the duality here of the quarterback for the Black Knights. He's got speed. He can throw the ball. He just doesn't have very many receivers. 1st and 10 in the plus territory. And dropped. That's the 2nd time tonight they had a running back open and he just couldn't make the play. Knocked away by Hennessy. It's not really the best opportunity to take a look at this DB group considering the style of offense of Army, but trying to pass here late on. And going to the outside, caught, and you tell me that that's not a fumble? Apparently it hit down out of bounds. They'll send out Juszczyk, their kicker, to try to tie this game. And he's got plenty of power and accuracy. A great kick, and we are tied here due to 4 or 5 missed opportunities for the Cardinal offense. But with 1 minute and 17 seconds, we'll see if they can finally break that drama and find the end zone. It's Harvin, the true freshman on the screen. He gets a short catch and run, gain of only 4. Cardinal offense do go hurry up, keeping all 4 to that side. Open across the middle, they go back to Harvin. High point it, and already flipping the field. Cardinal keeping that pressure up and keeping those timeouts in their back pocket as they look to go back across the middle. Harvin yet again gets the catch, 3 straight, and he finds a nice gain down the sideline. That does bring us inside 30 seconds left here. 2 to the right-hand side, Haddad to the left. And rolling to that right-hand side, though, looking to come back across, not enough time. Blouse was opening up across the middle, just didn't stay in that pocket. Does stop the clock, 19 seconds left at the 21. Getting down to this point has not been the problem for the Cardinal, and a jump ball easily tipped away. With just now 14 seconds left, they got to find the end zone. We got press across the board here. Single high safety. Brown makes a change. Tossing this one up and slapped away again for Blouse. And this time the offense exits the field of play. It's Etienne, and he sneaks it in the up left. We take the lead 6-3 at halftime. You just gotta know that Coach Barrington is very disappointed, and for his new OC, that's not a good sign that your offense has left point after point out on that field. I expect changes to be made during halftime to adjust that offense. The defense, however, they're playing phenomenal. The Cardinal total 264 yards of offense. Meanwhile, their defense has just allowed 78 yards. Elijah Brown is completing 63% of his passes. As for Jacoby Davis of Army, he's at 70% complete. And both the rushing of Pippen and Davis have combined for a lowly 33 yards. Meanwhile, 6 Cardinal defenders tally 1 TFL, Fotu and Howerton each with 2 apiece. But before the Cardinal could take the field, Coach Barrington did let us know what he wants to see in the second half, and that is strictly run the ball. The Cardinal did pretty well at it in that first half, but got away from it in the red zone. Look to see some instant changes as Dog takes the handoff for a gain of 9. Both he and Parrish became very efficient with their carries in the first half. Parrish checks in here. We're 2nd and 1. As they look to get the play more to the outside, he slides in between that B gap and gets the first. I think there might just be a little bit of that battle here with the new offensive coordinator wanting to be a little bit more of a passing unit. But this team is just very uncertain in that game, so expect to see some situational changes as the season comes along. Thrown to the outside and dropped. Blouse. He played in a couple games last year for the Cardinal before being redshirted. Misses his first opportunity of the season. As Parrish shakes a handoff, he bounces to the outside. Good blocking again from Haddad and getting out of bounds with a late hit. However, no calls come in for it. 1st and 10. And they go to Haddad here, trying to utilize that speed. Breaks by the safety. 10-5, touchdown Cardinal. It's been a long time coming in this one. They finally crossed that plane, and it is the #1 receiver returning from last year in Haddad. A tremendous display of speed, both on the touchdown and on the special teams, as Army is starting deep, flipping the ball out, and maybe picking up a gain of 3. The redshirt freshman in Hennessy with a clean tackle limits the damage. As they tighten up the look here, motion from the left-hand side, and eating it up Nelson, though you know Fotu's getting involved. He had a phenomenal freshman year, made the freshman All-Pac-12 team, as well as the freshman All-American team for the National, and sliding underneath the tackle, it will be a quick stop from the defense. And with clear momentum, can the Cardinal capitalize? They're up by 10. Starting at the 47, Parrish, he checks right down the middle, and he picks up a gain of 8. That puts him over the century mark on the day, and it might be the first time that a running back has done that for the Cardinal under Coach Barrington. Haddad takes a jet sweep again, utilizing that speed. He's to the outside by the 30, pushed out at the 25. Seems like the Cardinal offense making a conscious decision to utilize the athleticism of the receivers more underneath, working so far. As they go downfield, it's Buck, an immediate touchdown yet again. Cardinal have broken the curse of that first half with 2 touchdown drives to start the second and widening that lead 19-3. But the offense stays on out to try to go up 21-3. We see motion, Buck out to that right-hand side. They do not look his way. In fact, rolling and under pressure. 2-point try is no good. Army has done actually a really good job with their defense in creating that pressure. Going into this game on paper, it didn't look like they would have much of that opportunity. And faking, ball pops out, but the quarterback takes out about half the defense. Soni Fotu sprints over and the defense scores on the speed pitch miscue. Soni Fotu doing his best Tafiti impression of last year. I think the coolest one from last year was the TFL that Ume had that knocked the ball out. Tafiti scooped and scored. Now they hand the ball off to 9. His first carry of the night goes for 3. But surprisingly for Army, when we've seen their offense move the ball the most, it's actually been passing the ball right before halftime, getting to the outside and nearly finding a gap. Davis does pick up the first down, though. Good tackle from Rico Coates saves it. 1st and 10. Get motion from that right-hand side. Coming back to it, and Kiki, he is all over it. Loss of 3. Well, the last name definitely is a fun one. Probably going to be the easiest to say Kiki, so we might roll with that. As they go to Pippin down the middle, he picks up a gain of 3, getting back to the original line of scrimmage. That does still leave them here needing 10 on 3rd as they drop back into pistol. Firing across the middle. They find Haddad, their own Haddad. Sumlin in pursuit and couldn't bring him down. Hennessy with his 96 speed catches on up. But again, it's the passing game that's been the best success for him. They go back to Haddad and he spins across the goal line. More like a half spin, but Army answers back as it becomes a 26-9 game. But just as we tried, they tried the 2-point. As they toss it back to Haddad, he's looking for 9 points and he is denied. However, a flag comes in late. Looks like it's going to be holding. We can decline. So after a low-scoring affair due to the inefficiency in the first half, this game has seen a lot more scoring in the second. starting with a run. And again, Parrish trying to get to the outside. He hesitates, and he'll actually lose one. Plus, on top of it, he is a little bit slow to get up, but he will get up. With a 2nd and 11, they'll go right back to him. He is a tough runner. Following Baklenko, he picks up the first down and more. Mark that one about a gain of 13 or 14. Dog checks in to give him a little bit of a breather, as it's going to be a play action. And again, throwing out of the sack. That left side has given up a lot of pressure tonight. Might need to take a look at that. That is the new starter transfer, who just hasn't held up quite so much. 2nd and 10. Cardinal, they'll look to throw the ball here. Going to the outside, and with Blouse heading downfield, opens up the running lane for Brown. He'll carry it for the first down. That takes the Cardinal to the 41, plus side. Dog, he finds a lane, slips through the weak arm tackle, and picks up 4. Feel like the Cardinal definitely running a more balanced style offense today. Seen a lot of runs, seen a lot of pass. 2nd and 6, dropping back, throwing towards the sideline. Haddad lays out, but he can't find it. That's been the issues we've seen from Brown. Just sometimes that accuracy a little bit off the mark. 3rd and 6, an opportunity to extend this drive. And again, under pressure, that's his former teammate. He will force us to head to the 4th quarter, and it might be the field goal unit headed out here for the Cardinal. Though this one would be a long field goal attempt. We'll be kicking this one from around the 45, a 55-yarder. The offense will come out instead. Snap the ball with 1 second on the play clock. They go out to Haddad, and it's through his hands. Another turnover on down for the Cardinal. Perhaps Coach Barrington using this game a little bit as a tester for some of those more bigger time games. Passing out to the flat and hurdling. Not only does 27 get the catch, he shows off a little display of athleticism. Kiki down on the ground at 2nd and 3. With motion, they go with that toss, and diving to get the stop is Nelson. Maximizing that TFL. Will knock him back for a 3rd and 9. Wing set to that left-hand side as Haddad 9 is in at the fullback spot. Instead, the fullback is actually going to motion to that left-hand side, and they went for maybe 27, but Soni Fotu took up 2 blockers and the running back. A great display of individual effort there. 4th and 9. A chance for their own turnover on downs as they launch it downfield and tipped away Hennessy and Sumlin. Either one of them could have came away with the pick there, but as they both combined, they knocked it away from each other. Cardinal take over plus side at the 38 with a weak side stretch. Dog, he gets slowed down by the block of Haddad. But without it, he's probably not gaining 9 on that play. Scrunching down towards the line here. Looks like Brown is making a change. There's no safety over the top. Parrish, the running back, they go play action. Letting this thing develop a little bit. Brown, he's just going to take it right down the middle. Sliding down at the 18. Looked like they try to set up a play over the top. Army does a great job of getting back. 1st and 10. They hand this one off Parrish, and he meets 0 again. It's been fun watching those two go back and forth. 2nd and 8. Tight shotgun look here, and they toss this one up and tipped away again. 0. He's not their number 1 linebacker, but he's sure making plays like he is. Bunch goes to the right-hand side for 3rd and 8. Letting this develop a little bit. They go to Blouse. He gets the catch, but it's 4th and 5. Cardinal really seem to struggle to push that ball downfield on some of these 3rd downs. Once again, the offense stays on out. Across the middle, Ed Keenan, he gets the catch, he spins it, and he is in. The 4th down attempt finally goes in favor here of the Cardinal. They extend their lead in the 4th. As Army's now down 33-9. Looks like they're going to be changing up their offense a little bit. They come out with a spread look here. Split backfield, looking to throw the ball. And under pressure, sack. Combined at Ume and Howerton. He just quite hasn't found as much open space today. Again, the speed of Davis is a real threat if he just finds the space for it. To the outside and a short gain, but it does set up a manageable 3rd for the Black Knights. They need 2 here at the 33. Back in pistol, we bring the blitz, and Ume gets back there before they could set up the screen. But with nothing to lose here, they keep the offense out. 4th and 2, scrunching the middle, and they go with the QB fake, Tried to stretch it to the outside. It's a stop from Nelson. So once again, offense can head on out, starting in plus territory at the 33. 32 in the backfield as he takes the handoff. That's Dog right down the middle, keeping those legs moving. He picks up 11. As Parrish is on the sideline with that helmet off, expect to see Dog from here on out. Maybe their true freshman running back to get a look at him. Both Dog and that freshman in Thompson are both power backs. But Parrish says, give me that helmet. He's coming out here anyway. Can't keep him off the field. He had to split carries the last few years trying to make up for time. Well, this time they'll make sure Parrish is off. With 3 minutes left, it's two running backs in the fullback, wing T. They do go for that freshman. Thompson takes it down the middle, but he comes up a little short. You know it's impossible to keep this offense off the field today. Thompson, the running back, 4th down. He takes the weak side stretch for a first. Cardinal definitely trying to make up for their lack of success in that first half. 1st and goal at the 9. Lausay in motion. He's going to take the jet sweep. Picks up 1. Can't outrun 0. We might just have to take a look at who that guy is and if he's a junior. Got to check a look at the transfer portal, perhaps for next year, as Thomas just edges by that goal line. It's a touchdown in the first game for the true freshman running back. Coming all the way over from Alabama, he scores in California. And despite the slow start, the Cardinals still drop that 40 bomb here on Army. There is a lot of good pieces to that Army team. They've got a really good quarterback to lead them on offense, a really good linebacker, 2 good linebackers to lead them on defense. But the Cardinal took advantage of the rest of that team. They hang near 500 yards on their defense, coming up just 2 yards short. Defense only allows 188 yards. The running game looked very promising with a total of 20 TFLs for the entire defense, and you can tack on 2 sacks to that mark. And with all those TFLs, it's hard to not have a player of the week. Pac-12, it goes to Soni Fotu, who was one of those players with the 3 TFLs. He got well involved throughout that game, set the edge. Great play from Fotu, taking over for Tafiti. And for the offense, Elijah Brown takes Pac-12 Offensive Player of the Week. Again, he put up a lot of yards. Completions weren't as high as we were hoping, but some definite room to improve. And improving is exactly what we're going to need to see from our offense as we open up big time play, what was supposed to be our original opener before Army moved the ending game of the season up to week 0. We head to Baylor, and we're going to be seeing a former teammate of ours in Chico Holt, the tight end. Tight ends put in a lot of work today. In fact, tight end 2 and Bradley McCoy actually had the most amount of receptions today. Though Haddad could have had that, but he had 2 drops. We also got another drop from Lausay. That was a problem last year. We got to find a way to nip that in the bud this year because it became too much of a concern, and it really tanked the completion percentage of our quarterback here, Elijah Brown, just 58%. Maybe with those 3 completions, that number gets closer to 60. As for our first recruiting update of the season, things are looking actually pretty well here for the Stanford Cardinal. We just came off the number 2 recruiting class last year, and off the bat here, we are doing fantastic for a lot of different 5 stars. We're in first for a good handful. There are a couple guys that we are having to battle, Dom Cage being one of them, against Miami and Georgia. He's from Alabama, so we're competing from a long distance away. Good news is we could go ahead and add some points onto this here as we can add a total of 65 per player. We are also battling for Miles Vaughn with Miami. He's a guy from New York. That's one of our pipelines we haven't really utilized yet. So for any of these guys that we are behind on, we are going to go ahead and add that total up to 65. Surprisingly, most of them are along the offensive line. The only other one that I definitely want to make sure we get is Nate Whiteheart. He seems to be a great opportunity for us to replace Ume as he graduates this year. So we're going to add him up to 65 as well. We got 35 more points for Quan Wooden. We are also behind, so we'll tack on those extra 15, leaving us here with 20. And we are behind for Brian Paschal. He is a big body run stopper here, so we will add on those 15, and we'll be able to add 5 more to 1 lucky 4 stars. We're not pressing too hard for most of these 4 stars. We're doing all right in the battles for everyone outside of Ty Holly. But I'm going to add the extra 5 here to the tight end in Daniel Kramer because we are very light at tight end. This is supposed to be tight end U. So we'll add the 15 there. And overall, we're still looking very, very good. We got 13 5 stars we're going after still. And we only have 14 players of seniors who are going to be graduating. A few more might look to transfer or go to the draft early. But I want to keep this a smaller class because we had so many that came in last year, 28, and we were number 2. We were well over. We had to let a lot of guys go. Don't want that to happen this year. But what I do want to happen this year is for you to go ahead and hit that subscription button down below or hit the bell icon on the bottom right and tap that bell icon, as that'll let you know when these videos go live. This series every single Monday, Wednesday, Friday. We started a new series on Madden 25 that every single Tuesday and Thursday, trying to fix the Jacksonville Jaguars. So if you haven't seen that one, tune in there. And we'll be back here next time on Monday as we head down to Texas to take on 20 ranked Baylor.